This is a Parker HALE rimfire silencer. It's used on 22 rimfire rifles or air rifles. I wouldn't use it on a HMR, although some people have. I don't think the baffles are quite up to it. There are 15 baffles, simple thin metal stampings, pressings, hole in the middle, slightly misshaped. That creates a bit of a swirl inside, I believe. Easy to assemble. The open end towards the exit of the silencer. There's 15 baffles in total. Just to line them up. There's a spring washer in with it as well. You place that in the last one. And a plain washer. To align them all up before you fully tighten the cap, it is supplied from new with an aligning rod. You simply put all the baffles in, lightly screw down the end cap, insert the aligning tool, and it passes through and it helps to align all the baffles up. So with that inserted fully and just sliding down the baffles, you can assemble it without the rod and just use the rod after to align, but once that's screwed on, just give it a bit of a wiggle, both ends, make sure all the baffles line up. Simple enough to use. Bit time consuming, some people might think, but well, it does the job. The Parker HALE silencer is quite an old design. It's been around for many years. As I said, used on air rifles and 22 rimfire. It was invented, designed, manufactured well before the HMR was invented, and for it to last this long there must be something good about it. As you see, 15 baffles. An interesting feature in this to note though, it doesn't fill the entire silencer with baffles. About there, back towards the part that screws onto the muzzle of the gun, it's slightly narrower, so the baffles sit onto a step about there and fill the last part up. So this part here, just under half, is the expansion chamber or the blast chamber, whatever you want to call it. I use no more than just an ordinary hand wire brush, a brass wire brush I will add, to give it a bit of a clean. To clean the inside on the handle, I'll use a bore brush. Any size would more or less do, up to about 12 gauge, head of a shotgun. This helps clean the little nooks and crannies in it. The end cap itself is hollow in the middle, quite a large hole considering. And what I do with that, a little bit of copper grease on the thread, just a small amount. It helps to stop things seizing up, especially if a bit of muck gets in there. Just makes it just that little bit easier to undo. On the inside of the tube and the baffles itself, I use some anti-spatter spray from a welding setup. All that does really is just give the baffles and the inside of the tube a bit of a coating, inside the end cap as well. Gives it a coating so when you do strip to clean, it's easy to scrape all the muck off. You can either choose to leave this alone and not clean it, or clean it fairly often as it is a bit fiddly. And if you leave it a bit too long, it can be a bit awkward to dismantle. The only question now really is what's it like in the field. So I shall go and find out. I've reassembled after cleaning it and giving a quick coat of the anti-spatter spray and a bit of copper grease on the end cap. The aligning tool's inside, passes through okay, no problem with that. So now it's ready to use. What I shall do is give it a shot, and I shall use this ammunition here, CB longs. I shall do one shot with a CB long, and then I shall move the camcorder about 60 yards away and then do a couple of shots with the HALE subsonic hollow points, my usual hunting ground and out after rabbits. My theory is it should be very quiet at close range with the CB longs being a very low powered round, and as HALE are my normal shooting ground, I just want to see what sort of noise can be heard from about 60 yards away. Just give it a try out. I shall first of all do one shot with the CB long with the silencer, the Parker HALE, and then I shall do a shot with a silencer. I'll be messing around with the internals just to see if I can make something a bit quieter, and then I shall do 2 shots with the Parker HALE again with the HALEs, and then 2 shots with the other silencer just as a bit of a comparison, and we'll see how it goes. I took this Parker HALE out into the field to compare against this silencer. This one I'd modified some internals to it, and unfortunately the noise level reduction was, to say the least, not very good. So I didn't actually do a comparison. I decided not to use this any further. The Parker HALE itself, and they will fit and are useful on air rifles, 22 rimfires. Although I personally wouldn't use it on a HMR, I have heard of people using them. They're a little bit awkward to clean, but on the plus side they're slim, not too much weight. For the size, for the price they are now, I think it's a good value for money silencer. The noise reduction was quite good, I felt. Maybe not the best, but considering the price, I thought it was good. Unfortunately, for this silencer, I've got better, so I should be selling this one. I can firmly say it's not for me, but if you are looking and considering what silencer to get, I think you wouldn't go far wrong looking for a value for money one with the Parker HALE.